Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Proptech Labs Podcast. New year, new me. How you doing, Raf? How you feeling this year?
Mate, feeling fabulous, mate. Absolutely fabulous. Been riding like crazy. I'm doing a 500k ride in Thailand to raise money for an orphanage. So my legs are well worth for wear, but it's for a good cause, mate.
So can you do the 100Ks in a day?
No, mate.
Yet?
Still working towards it. One day we do 129.7 Ks, and I know the exact number because I'm fearful for my safety and my life.
Ooh.
But I will get there. I will get
What's
there.
the limit right now?
I've done about 65. That's been my best so far. So
it's pretty good.
I'm working
Pretty
towards it. Got a month to go, mate. Got a month to go.
Dude, bike riding is like the only form of exercise I don't consider like, it doesn't feel like exercise. You know
I
what
can tell you one thing, mate. You ride 60 kilometres and you don't think it's exercise or not, mate.
Yeah, okay.
Come for a ride, mate. Let's go. I'll pick you up later on. And we'll go
let's
for
do
a nice 60, a quick 60 Ks.
Tandem bike riding. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go. Done.
All right, today we have a new recruit on our show. Her name is Jade Milsom. She's a head of sales and customer success. How are you doing, Jade?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, our pleasure, our pleasure. So we start off with the same question every time. What were you like as a kid in school? Tell us about your personality.
Oh, golly. I was a bit eccentric and a bit outgoing. I don't know if that carries through to my current life. I think it does. I was actually started as a very shy child, and because of that, my mum and dad put me into stage school, which is probably the biggest regret of their life because after that I became a bit too confident and a bit too outgoing, but it's translated well into sales, so I can't complain too much now.
So how old were you when you started stage school?
Oh, like 8 or 9.
Put on any good shows?
I was in plenty. I was in Pirates of Penzance, in Oliver.
There you go.
Annie, all sorts.
Yeah, wow, okay.
That's
Yvonne Trapchild in Sound of Music, that was a fan favourite of mine.
Yeah, okay. Did you carry on acting like later on in life?
Oh, God, no. No, I have not got that skill, and I don't have a great poker face anymore.
Fair enough. Okay, so how old, you were 8 years old, so you did that for maybe 3 years, I'm assuming? 4 years?
Oh, my goodness. I did it until I was about 15.
Oh, wow, for a while then, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So you're from Victoria, you grew up in Victoria.
No, I actually grew up in the UK. So I moved to the UK. I moved to Perth from the UK when I was 15. So when I stopped acting was when I moved across the country, the world, to live in Australia.
She lived in your hood, Ref.
Mate, Perth, town of excitement. That's why she's living in Victoria and I'm living in Sydney.
Exactly.
Good place. Hi to everyone from Perth.
So now you're in school, high school. How did you go in high school? Did you graduate with great results?
I wasn't
Something to
very
brag about?
academic. I was definitely more of a sporty child. Had my acting career and then went very much into the athletic world. After school, I didn't go to university. I decided to throw myself into work and start traveling around. So I moved to Edinburgh when I was 19 years old. Then moved to Melbourne when I was 21. I was working for Red Bull at the time and got a great opportunity to relocate with them before moving back to Perth for a little while, working in the car industry, and then moving into the PropTech space with a company called Domain.
Oh, wow, okay. So let's dial it back. Let's go back to when you went to Edinburgh. What did you do there?
I was working in a really cool cocktail bar. It was just around the Fringe Festival. It was just a fun period of my life, but it got too cold for me. Can you believe it? Someone who's living in Victoria thought Edinburgh was too cold. I think there was one day of the year I wore shorts there, so I retreated back with my tail between my legs back to Perth to get some sun.
Yeah. Was there some difficult times there at that cocktail bar?
If you count drunk people as difficult, yes, but it was fun and some really fond memories and some lifelong friends were made during that time.
Yeah, Ref definitely has some experience with that, hosting clubs and parties and clubs and things.
Mate, that's my old life. Those days are well behind me, mate. Now, you know you're getting old when you walk into a nightclub and you go, why is my hair vibrating? Not that I have any hair, but you can feel the vibrations. So, you know you're getting old when ... So there you go. You've had a pretty vast experience, Jade, and you mentioned that you were at Domain. Obviously, that's not a little startup prop tech company. That's a sizable one. How did you end up going from bars to prop tech?
So I was always interested in sales. I had a natural inquisition to be inquisitive and to want to solve problems. And I found that sales was a real sweet spot. I think as well, having parents who are big salespeople certainly helped draw me towards that industry. But I just knew I wanted to be in a workplace where I could meet people and encourage them to take up tech, which I thought was, at the time, it was 2009, it feels 2009, sorry, 2019, when, no, my goodness, it was before that. Sorry.
That's okay.
When did I start? 2017 or 2018? My goodness, time's flown.
We're not going to fact check you like Belle Gibson, the documentary I'm watching at the moment.
Apple cider vinegar's getting some heat.
We won't fact check you. If it's 2017 or 2019, I'm sure it's okay either way. Don't stress.
Oh, thank
It was
God.
all a blur for me too.
So some great years and some also wild years. So look, I was in the car industry and wanted to change. I really enjoyed sales, but I really saw an opportunity with tech and media, and that's why I went to Domain at the time. But real estate has always been something of interest. I mean, it's the Australian dream, right? You're taught about property at a very early age, and certainly my introduction to Australia was around how do we find a house and where do we want to live and how do you find that information and what's the best sources of that. So that was how I got into the property space, and I was very lucky that I had some incredible managers and some incredible mentors through that period there, where I was able to grow with the business, move states on a few occasions, and be lucky enough to be in a position where I can get this role as well.
Yeah, so that's an interesting segue. You've gone from Domain and then it all finished at Domain, and here you are at Proptech Labs. So, I mean, was there anything that attracted you to join Proptech Labs or that you'd heard about? Because I know you and I had spoken while you were at Domain, whilst you were still working there, unrelated to Proptech Labs or anything of that nature. So I'm just curious about the journey from massive PropTech company to, scale up PropTech, and what was your sort of decision to go from one to the other?
Yeah, so during my time at Domain, I actually went into a newly acquired business called Real Base, which was Real Hub and Campaign Track. And I really got a taste for SaaS products in that environment, understanding the business, understanding the pain points of customers and how to kind of sell that instead of being in marketing lens. In that time, because it was acquired, it was really in that scale up startup mentality where I'll use the term a bit scruffy. Everyone got their hands dirty, and I just thrived in the environment. So integrating it into Domain was a really big challenge, but a really exciting one at that. When I decided to leave Domain, I took some time off and was working for some startups. And what I found interesting when I was looking at Proptech Labs was the innovation and desire to solve problems and solve big problems for the real estate industry, specifically property managers. And I knew that through the relationships I had, but also being inquisitive and wanting to solve problems, this was the right environment for me.
Cool. And so you joined here. What sort of things do you see as opportunities for growth or real pain points in property management that we're solving or other people are solving or that are unsolved potentially as well?
Yeah, look, it's been really interesting meeting some of our customers and hearing firsthand some of the biggest challenges that they have in their business. The property management space, there is always churn of people and trying to find the right recruits and the people that can be, continually resilient. It is a very difficult job that cannot be sneezed at. I think the biggest challenge and the biggest opportunity that I see for us is how do we give property managers time so they can focus on customer service? And I think that's a huge opportunity for everyone is how do you delight and be customer obsessed and drive the right outcomes for the business to operate at a way where they can be connecting to increase their rent roll or just keep their rent roll and to really engage and again delight their customers.
Yeah, makes sense. I suppose if you look at your time here and obviously your time at Domain and things of that nature, what do you think the biggest problems facing people today in property management and or sales or just in general real estate? What do you think that they are from your perception?
Complication. I think there's a lot of tech out there, right? And a lot of people trying to do something different. And what I really like about Proptech Labs in particular is that they try to make it as simple as possible and automate everything by using a really intelligent way to do it. I think there's a real opportunity in the industry to just simplify, get really clear on how you can automate workflows, and then again, free up that time so you can focus on the things that matter, which is customer engagement and growing your business.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
You seem like a very personable person. So, in your experience, what kind of helped you build those, I guess, those long-term successful relationships? How do you approach customers?
I like to approach customers with an inquisitive nature. I will never pretend I know everything and really want to understand their businesses. I think everyone works and operates differently and everyone has a different motive, but our outcome and the overall objective is the same. We all want to make return and we all want to save time. We're super busy. So I think by being inquisitive to customers and understanding more around why they operate the way they do, how they grew their business, and what we can do to complement it is how I like to grow relationships. I'll never go in with a hard sell. It's not my approach. I like to really solve the problems that are in the businesses and find the right challenges. And you know what? Sometimes the solutions that I have aren't the right ones for them, and that's okay. But how can I put them in touch with other people in the industry that can help drive the outcome that they're looking for their overall business success?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's cool. That's cool.
So-
I like that. Sorry,
Yeah,
come
I
up,
do.
please go, mate.
That was good. I mean, you've jumped from Domain to Proptech Labs. Okay, like if you were to, put yourselves in the mind of like Elon Musk and you had these big dreams of where Proptech was heading, where do you think it will be in 15 years? Or where would you want it to be in 15 years?
My goodness, what a big question to answer. Where would I want it to be in 15 years? I would want people to pick this industry as a place to work, whether that be real estate or the PropTech space. PropTech is always going to have a place because we all need a place to live. But what I really want for our customers is to, again, help them grow their business. And I think the way to do that is through, again, automation, taking away the mundane and giving them time to really engage and delight. God, I say that an awful lot. I hope my customers feel that way.
You work in sales, that's part of the job, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's part of the course. I mean, I suppose 15 years is an extremely long time. I mean, you could even scale that back to 1 year or 2 years.
Exactly.
These days because of the rate that things are changing.
Totally.
I mean, from when
You
you
can achieve
started
that next year.
when you started in either 2009, 17 or 2019, whichever of the three will be actually true, have you seen a lot of change and perhaps what some of the changes that you've seen that you've thought, wow, this has really moved a lot since, I first started either in 2009, 17 or 19?
Or 2032. Who knows? Who knows if I'm even in the industry yet? It's interesting. I think a lot of this change has happened in the sales side. And I really feel like the property management space has been neglected for a really long time. And again, that's where I see the real opportunity for what we do. It's going, how do we bridge the gap between the most lucrative part of their business? This is people's retirement funds, So what I really value is giving people time back and how can we provide efficiency. I'll pause there because I'm going to mess it up.
Oh, that's fine. You can continue to speak. There's no
keep
right or
going.
wrong answers here. It's a friendly, open forum for discussion.
Oh, thank God.
There's no judgment here. We don't judge. We just listen intently and try and understand everyone's perspective.
That's very topical.
Yeah.
We listen and we don't judge.
That's right. Well, that's Canal and my approach to these things.
Exactly.
Take it easy and make some decisions from there.
That's right. There's no judgment here.
So in terms of, obviously there's been rapid change. There's going to continue to be rapid change. We've obviously invested as a company here with a lot of stuff around AI and automation, etc. I mean, how do you think AI is going to change the way that these people work, that our property management customers work, that sales agents work, that the team behind the scenes work? I mean, what's your sort of touch or lens on it and your involvement in it? Like, what's your thoughts on that sort of topic?
AI has a place, and I really feel like if you're not adopting AI, you may be replaced by AI. It does need the human interaction, and it's not replacing a person. It's just about how can you leverage it to the best of your ability to get a faster or a better outcome. That could be around how you communicate with customers. It could be where you put that semicolon. It could be as simple as that, but it provides a relevant message to your customer or end user. Now, for property managers, they have multiple customers. They have tenants, they have landlords, and then they have the business that they work for as well, and making sure that they're driving the right outcomes. And I think for them, it's a real balancing act. So how can they automate the administration, and how can they then pull the relevant information? What I really see value in AI is how you collate that information to provide you a report and insight about how the business is performing. So how do you then portray that message to a potential landlord to have on your rent roll around the success you have, how you've saved properties money because of the maintenance that you've been able to save them over time, or making smarter decisions with the properties that you have under management. And I can really see that happening at Proptech Labs already, which I'm really excited about. I certainly didn't think that this sort of technology would be available for many, many moons. So to have it now, and for us to be ahead of the curve and really using true AI, that for me is setting us apart from, the market, but also allowing customers to have access to that information now.
Yeah, and I think what you're right in saying true AI, because there are a lot of companies that say AI, but unfortunately the reality is it's not really AI. It's just programmed intent. So yeah, we've definitely invested heavily on the AI functionality that we've built in our platform. And I know that you've been, since your arrival, you've been pivotal in looking at customer feedback and how that feedback can be used to refine and develop our offerings. What sort of things have you taken away from those customer surveys and customer product councils and those initiatives that we've had in the business to see how this can also help our clients and future clients too?
Yeah, look, it's really interesting, and it's been a baptism by fire in the best way. The amount I've learned about customers and understanding how they've been interacting with multiple businesses to date has been really eye-opening. I think the biggest opportunity for us is how do we provide content that's relevant to our customers at the right time? We're in a really fortunate position as a business that we are innovating at such a pace and delivering so many new features, but our customers can't keep up. So it's a really exciting time for us to rethink about how we deliver that message, and how do we ensure that when they're in the moment, how can they get the right information that's going to help them get an even better outcome or a faster outcome, or even more information that they didn't realize they had access to. A lot of feedback's been around videos and how do we provide content in small little snapshots. But I think what I've learned most is customer engagement and making sure you're listening to customers is the most important part. And it's something that I've really admired about Proptech Labs to date, is certainly through my team. They want the feedback. They want to listen. We collate it and we get the right people in the room at an exec level to really engage that change. And I'm seeing it already, which is really exciting.
Awesome. Kunal, you've been very quiet, mate. I'm going to have to pass you to have some questions here.
Now I was going to say, yeah, we do pretty good at Proptech Labs, don't we, Raf?
We do, mate. Okay. We're biased, though. All three people on this call are biased.
Very biased.
So a perfect day for you as a property manager, let's say you drive into work, what do you expect, or how little do you expect to do for your job to be 100% completed?
As a property manager?
Yeah.
My goodness, that's a big question. For me, it would mean around how have I planned my day effectively so that I am not driving around like a headless chicken to all ends of the earth. Let's make this smart. Let's have a plan. For me, it's around having time to disconnect and to really think about what you need to do the next day. but also it's around problem solving, right? So what's the biggest problems that you have in today's world, and how do you find a outcome that's positive for your landlords or your tenants? And it may not be the most conventional way, but as long as I would have the brain space to do it, I think that that would be the ideal day for me, is going, how do I plan my day around the tasks that need to be completed? And then where's my thinking space so that I can think about the problems I need to solve for?
Okay. Interesting. Very good, very good. And so after a long week of work, what do you normally do when you spare time?
I spend a lot of time with my dog at the beach, walking, or drinking at my friends' bars. So I'm very fortunate living in a place like Melbourne. There's so many places on my doorstep that I can explore, from mountains to beaches to bars and pubs and restaurants. I just love being around people and being really social. So again, why I'm in sales, but it certainly translates into my personal life.
I didn't realise Melbourne had any beaches, so well, that's something I've learned today.
There you go. You just got to drive a little bit further, Raf, and you find absolute gems.
I know they've got beaches, mate, but the water temperature's slightly chilly in all of them all year round.
Well, it's like an ice bath, isn't it? Mental reprieve. So
Yeah. Ice baths can go and off.
you might need one when you're in Thailand on your bike ride.
I might need
Yeah,
more
that's
than
right.
one. I think I might need some new legs. That's what I think I need. But Canal's going to come riding with me this week, so we should be fine. We should be happy. So
I need to
Jade,
buy a bike first.
yeah, well, you can do that, mate. Just borrow mine. I'll walk behind you because I think you're going as fast as I walk. Anyhow, I was going to ask you, like, as just a segue question. What do you think? There's one thing about you that might surprise our listeners, like something that, oh, hey, surprise. Anything that you can share on that front?
Oh my goodness. What would surprise people about me?
Do you bake banana bread, or are you an expert chef? I don't know. I'm just making things up. Do you have a cookbook that you've put on Apple? I don't know. I'm just, hey, anything's a possibility. Is there any? And there might not be anything surprising. It's just a question that I thought I'd ask.
Look, I'm a very big open book, but I do love cooking. So during COVID, I did write my own cookbook, but no one else sees it. It's just my recipes and all my favorite recipes. So I love cooking, from Indian food to the traditional Sunday roast. I love baking. I made a cheesecake brownie not long ago, which was pretty exceptional. And I've got on my list to make a tiramisu brownie, actually. I've got all the ingredients in the fridge ready to go. So that's my weekend activity, even though it's only, what day is it? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Don't know what it is. Don't know what day it is anymore, to be honest.
Well, we don't know what day we're going to publish this, but yeah, right now it's Tuesday.
Exactly. Well, thank you for sharing that. Canal, you've got one final question, I believe, that you ask everybody. Please, come on, mate. Do you remember what it is?
What is it?
The finale question.
What's the finale question? It's been so long since we did this.
I believe it was something along the lines of, if you could ask your younger self.
Oh, yeah, okay.
An older self. I'm rephrasing.
That's right. If today Jade could go back to 10-year-old Jade, what advice would you give 10-year-old Jade? There we go. Thanks, Raf. Thanks for reminding me.
I'm here for you.
You actually asked it a better way.
Not really.
What would I tell my 10-year-old self? Take every opportunity you possibly can. Be a yes woman and capitalize on opportunities. I've been really lucky, again, throwing myself out there, that I have been awarded opportunities and provided again, opportunities to kind of step up and step outside of my comfort zone. And I'm really proud that I took those times to try something new. Not everything worked out. Sometimes I failed, but I think that's okay. It's good to learn from those moments. So keep pushing, keep going, and learn from the mistakes that you make.
And just before we go, is there any chance you could sing us a little song from Annie or something like that from your stage show, Dave?
Oh, I'm not.
Tomorrow, bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. Wow, you did really well.
Well, with a voice like that, how can I compete, Raf? Honestly, I've sat next to you at an event and you had a better voice than the singer on the stage.
Absolutely,
so I don't think I want to embarrass myself.
He's pretty good. I've seen Raf perform live with his band. It's pretty good.
I'm just a hack,
good.
mate. That's all I am, just a hack. I just was hoping we'd get some nice singing out of you, Jade, but that's okay. I'll
No, you'll get some dancing and twirling at the next Christmas party or something, surely. So watch this space. Maybe we'll put something up on YouTube.
Fabulous.
Thank you so much for your time, Jade. Really appreciate you being on this, and looking forward to working with you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure so far, and looking forward to more opportunities to connect.
Fantastic. Thanks, Jade. Thanks, Canal. It's been emotional as usual, and we'll see you on the next one if I'm still alive after riding every single day.